Thank you. Hi, can you hear me now? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yes, hopefully you can hear me now. Thank you, Miss Morgan Ray. How is everyone? Oh, hopefully you can hear me now. Cheers. I have my morning face on. Today I'm gonna do, thank you. Hi, can you hear me? Oh my gosh. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Okay, great. I'm having my Gemini energy on me today. So I'm looking at your comments over here and I'm talking to you up here. And I'm going to share my screen with you guys today. I want to know how everybody is doing. Tired but grateful. Yeah, that's how I feel. I am exhausted. You guys, you know that saying where they're like, gosh, brand new mothers don't get any sleep at night, right? Because they have to stay up all night because they have a crying baby. Yeah, it's the same for moms with teenagers. Yeah, no sleep, none. Nope, nope, nope. I got to be in the know. I got to stay awake. I got to know what's happening. Okay, I'm all set up here. Okay, we've got so many people in the house. All right, hold on, you guys. The first thing I want to do is I want to try to share my screen with you. Hold on. Here we go. Oops, that's not what I wanted to share with you. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, I'll do this. And you know what? I'm going to redo that. Just hold on. Let me get my screen up for you guys. Ooh, Tori Smith says, I made a simmer pot, so my house smells amazing and I'm trying to relax this morning. Yeah. Come over to my house and make me a simmer pot, please. So I'm going to try to get to as many super chats as I possibly can. And I just don't want you to be mad at me. I don't know if you guys were able to read the disclosure. I don't want you to be mad at me if you give me a super thanks or a super chat and I'm not able to get to your chart, because I am going to try my very hardest. I promise you. Now I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I just want to show you today. Ooh, did you guys all it looks like, thank you so much for the super chats. I'm so grateful. And if you just want to support the channel, there's also a super thanks that you can just leave a tip if you liked your reading, or if you just want to say thank you, if you want to support us in putting all our videos together. I take that money and I pretty much give it to my fabulous, beautiful editor and staff, because I could not do all this without them. Let's see. Delighted to be here. Looking for your take on Mercury if you have a chance. Yes. Okay. Out of bounds planets. Yeah. Okay, you guys, I'm going to try to get to all of these, but look at this day today. This is right now, but this is in Virginia. I just put it in the middle of the country just because. And what's so interesting is that we're feeling now the buzz, this Mars in Gemini. And this is going to be really interesting because Mars in Gemini, Mars is going to live in the energy of Gemini for a very long time, for an absurdly long time. And so we're going to start to feel like the world is just buzzing faster than maybe we're even able to keep up with it. Tired too, don't know why. Well, we have a Saturn opposing the sun. And yes, you guys are going to start studying about Chiron next Tuesday. Come back here on Tuesday, there's another live stream. Check it out with Connie Joe. Get ready for it. But one thing I do want to say is today's kind of lovely because even though I struggle a little bit with the Gemini moon, tell me if you have a Gemini moon. I struggle with the detachment of a Gemini moon and the busyness of it. And Mars is Mars is also in Gemini, so it's a busy Sunday. But I love this moon sun combination. And this moon goes with everything right now. It goes with the sun at 28 degrees Leo. It goes with even Chiron, so it offers a little healing energy. And it goes with Saturn. So I just love it. So I just want to say hi to everyone. Hi to Lucas and Anne and Annika and Laura and Tori and Dunkelshurst. You guys are so cute. And Theodora is here. Aw, I love having you here. And Rebecca. I'm good, you guys. I'm great. I'm raising a teenage daughter now, who has a boyfriend and who's driving. Like, what the heck? It's crazy. Yeah. Do you guys remember being 16? What do you remember about being 16? Holy moly, guacamole. It's a lot. Okay, let's start this game off. Let's start this day off. Let's see. Okay, Taurus moon. General info about my chart, especially money success, September 2nd, 1982. New Brunswick. Whoa. Canada. So this is for Taurus moon. This is her name, I guess. I don't know her name. Is she in the house? Taurus moon. September 2nd. And I want to know, have you guys gotten a reading with me or somebody at Soul Navigation? And did you like it? Was it helpful? Did you learn something new about yourself that kind of went, aha? I've been doing so many readings and it is just thrilling, to tell you the truth. It's absolutely thrilling because I learn something every single time I look at a chart. So one thing I want to tell you is if you're an astrologer, what you really are is you're a lifelong learner. You're signing up to constantly learn because there's no way. Yeah, you need to get a reading, Armando. There's no possible way that you can learn everything in astrology. It's infinite. I've had a reading with Connie Joan, and I have one with Susie next week. Oh, that's awesome. I've already gotten a reading from you, birth time rectification. It was incredible. I've had readings with Susie and CJ. Oh, this is so good, you guys. I love it. She says, yes, a reading. Teresa says, yes, with Susie, true facts. I love that. Okay, so this is for True Moon. Is she here? I hope she's here so she can talk to me. And we'll go through this really quickly. She wants to know about her money. So you guys, this is what you do. This is what you do to look for money. Hold on, I'm trying to get your chats up over here. Wait one second. Okay, great, I got you. So this is what you do when you look for money. You look for it in a couple different places. You look for it in the second house. So here she is with a Virgo in her second house. And then you look at the 8th house for investment possibilities, inheritance, people investing in you. And then you can also look at the 6th house to see how you're going to earn your money. And you can look at the 10th house. The 10th house does not always come with money. It definitely comes with prestige. But I like to look at it because if the 10th house's ruler, okay, that would be Venus, is in the second house, that is a money magnet. Let me give that secret to you again, okay? I want you guys to tell me if you understand this. If the ruler, the ruling planet of the sign on the 10th house cusp is in the second house, that is a money magnet. Now, also, if you've got she has a little bit of Gemini also in the second house. So that's a secondary ruler of the 10th house. And if that secondary ruler, Mercury, is in the second house, that is also a money magnet. That's how you can go look to see your own wealth in your chart. Are you guys with me? Tell me that you get that. So she needs Venus in the second house or Mercury in the second house to just be like, boom. However, she has the Sun and South Node in the second house. So she's got pretty easy money here. I don't know if she's here, but the thing is it's in Virgo. And if you guys have seen my Virgo playlist, one thing you'll know is Virgo is a workaholic for a reason. And the reason why Virgo is a workaholic is because I feel like they overwork themselves, and because they overwork themselves, they get underpaid. It's not that they don't get paid the rightful salary. Maybe they do. Maybe they get their $20 an hour for a minimum wage job, but they'll put in 60 hours of work rather than just the 40 because they're such perfectionists. So I hope that helps. So tell me if you guys got my secret tip on that. The ruler of the 10th house in the second, that is like double money magnet. And yes, I want to answer Jan's text or chat. And that is Mars is going to be in Gemini for the next 7 months. You guys, that's ludicrous. Mars is never, ever that long in a sign. I mean, it's just crazy. So it's going to be there for a long time. Okay, I don't think Miss Taurus Moon is here. Oh, is she here? She is here. Yes, LOL. That is all I do and think about is work. Yes. So you'll be working your butt off, but you are highly capable of not only earning your own good, solid money, but you're able to have an inheritance or get other people to invest in your work or invest in money projects, or I would honestly invest in real estate when you can, or stocks, because you have your North Node in Pisces there. So invest in something that you love and it will come into fruition. And you have a glorious moon here with your sun and your nodal axis. It's really, really good. You have a good money chart. You're solid. Also, because the sun is the ruler of your chart and it's in the second house of money. So you're not really going to have money woes. But when the sun or Venus is transiting in harmony, that would be an earth sign or a water sign, and touches your second house planets, that's when you can make extra money. Does that make sense? Are you guys getting my trick here? Let me just see. I'm going to do Morgan and Ray. I thought I had you in here. Oh, I do. Yay. Here's Miss Morgan Ray. You guys, thank you so much for the super chats. Don't give me a super chat right now if it's not just a thank you, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to all of the ones that have come in. June 1st, 1985. Okay, I got you. I've been single for 4 years. What should I look at for Mercur when that could change? No upcoming Venus Saturn aspects. You need to get you need to work with your progressions. And when your progressed planets enter the 7th house, that's when marriage can happen. Also, I find when they enter the 4th house, so you guys, this is a little bit of and here you go. Let's see, you've got your Venus. Look at that. Well, you were born with Venus. You were born with Venus in the 7th house, but now let's do a bi-wheel. Let's see this, Morgan Ray. Hold on. So this is really a way bigger question than I can totally do, because I specialize in doing transits and when is my soulmate going to happen and come into my life. And probably when this moon progresses into the second house is when you're going to step into a marriage of sorts. It doesn't mean you're going to be single till then, because it's going to take about a year. But and this is one of my specialties. I mean, I predicted my own marriage. I've predicted so many marriages. So here we go. You're probably going to be standing in a marriage. Now, you might meet your soulmate prior to this, but when this progressed moon hits your Venus in the 7th house, that is so massive. That's December 21st, 2023. So, Miss Morgan, right? That's when it's all happening, when doors are opening. So, and it's very powerful. You guys, if you have not worked with progressions, let me just tell you, if you have not worked with progressions are how you do predictive timing techniques. And I am telling you, they are so massively accurate. They will show you. So if you have your Venus or your Sun or even your Mars or Jupiter, and you have it coming up to your 7th house, just like I showed with Morgan Ray's, and you're single, you just start dating, start saying yes to everyone. Just, okay, sure, just make it casual, coffee, a drink, whatever. Because you'll see one of those will really click. And then by the time it hits the 7th house, you're walking down the aisle. So, it takes a while to find the person, go out for a drink, then set up a real date, then go out again, and then double check your work, and then see if they call you back, and then, see if they're consistent. And then you usually by then are intimate. And then after you're intimate, you see if they still call you back, right? It's a process. And then you have to get engaged, and then you have to plan the wedding, and then, or elope, right? Any openings for readings? Yeah, just go to soulnavigation.com, click on book a reading, and then there's 3 people on my team plus me, and you can go click on everybody's picture, and it will take you to their online calendar, and you can look for an opening. So for me, I have a little bit of a wait right now. I'm booking probably late September, but it's worth the wait. I think it's really worth the wait. I think this is for TS. Is TS in the house? Oh, I love your content, and I commit myself to super support you for as long as I can in this lifetime. Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you. Okay, here's INFP Johnny. I love INFP Johnny's name. I'm an ENFP. So I usually just fall madly in love with INFPs. Okay, let's see. Curious if there is any good to be found in my chart. Of course there is, you guys. That's a great question. So there is no bad chart. And you picked your chart, by the way. So of course it's good. It's good for you because you're the one doing it. It is you, and there's something great with you. So let me just see this. Sac City. I've never heard of that. Sac. It really is a place. Sac City. Okay, here we go. We're going to put INFP Johnny in. Here we go. Oh, okay, so I've made people feel insecure about the second house. I can see in the comments. So your second house is not empty. No house is empty. These houses are not empty. Okay, it looks like there's not a planet there. But so Michelle Mazagan, nothing is empty. And this makes me want to tell you guys, please, if you have $19, go to soulnavigation.com, click on Learn Astrology, and then take the very first class I offer on there. And it's called Advanced Astro Techniques. And I give you 10 ways in how to read the chart past your sun sign. And it's like you're building a 10-layer chocolate cake from the Cheesecake Factory. And I show you each layer. And one of the things I show you is how to find your rulers. Also, you guys should get the report called Your Unique Chart Rulers from my shop tab on my website, just to teach you. These are just tools so you can understand that there's no house that is empty. So the 7th house right here, you would say is empty, but it's not, because it has 2 rulers. It has Aquarius on the front door. That's how you find the ruler. And that is the ruler of Aquarius. As you know, the modern ruler is Uranus and the ancient ruler is Saturn. And those 2 planets are the boss of that house. They are bossing that 7th house around. They're also bossing INFP Johnny's 8th house around too. So look at Saturn. It sits prominently at the ascendant, only 6 degrees away. So it's huge. It's massive. It's this massive Saturn is bossing that 7th house around on remote control. So I want you to think about this as sort of like a drone, right? Like on remote control. And Uranus down here in the 4th house is the secondary ruler to that house. So no houses are empty. I hope so much that helps. Oh gosh, we have so many people here. So he asks if there's anything great about his chart or good. The good stuff seems to just be a power supply from the malefics. Oh yes, I love this. I think you posted this question for me. I'm gonna find you something good. Okay, well, what the hell? I just have to say, I'm putting cold water on that. INFP, Johnny, that is not true. Oh my God. First of all, you're Leo rising. Hello. Hello. Oh my God. Do you know how fun it is to be Leo rising? You're all drama. Hold on. Let me get this for you. Let me get this. I keep my crown handy. This is for you. Let's just put a little crown on your head. This is for INFP Johnny. You're a freaking Leo rising, royalty. Are you kidding? And Gemini sun is your ruler, and you have it conjunct Jupiter. I'll show it to you, but I'm still going to keep my crown on for INFP Johnny. Are you kidding? So Leos tell stories. Have you not watched my Leo rising video? And you don't feel like $1 million after that video? Also watch my Leo in love video. And yeah, just watch those 2. Maybe Leo and Venus. You guys are so cute. No, there is no bad chart. You can find the potential. You can find the greatness in every single chart. I'm sorry Jeffrey Dahmer didn't quite do his life the way it was intended, you know? Yeah, Scorpio moons are hard, but they're deep and they're rich and they're real. And let me tell you something about your chart that's really, really good. And then I'll go into that Scorpio moon. So the sun conjunct Jupiter is one of the most glorious aspects there could possibly be. And it's in Gemini and it's in the 11th house. So you're very, very unconventional. You are very non-judgmental and you are super smart. That's it. That's a highly intelligent chart right there, to be super honest. And when you get Jupiter, it's like Jupiter brings you all the goodness, the abundance, and the blessings. It brings you in it, and it also brings you a belief system that you're going to live by. So, and it brings just a kind of a glory to it. So you've got royalty and king-like in 2 different places. Jupiter is Zeus, and the Leo is the sun god. So Apollo. So we've got like 2 gods here, and it brings tremendous amount of regalness and royalty. Now the Scorpio moon is a different conversation, but I will tell you about Scorpios. I'm not going to take my crown off until I'm done talking to you, Johnny. There's 3 levels of Scorpio. There's the snake, there's the scorpion, and then there's the eagle. And when you come from that higher place with your Scorpio moon, I have 2 Scorpio moon videos. I have one that's recent, and then I have another one that I did in 2017. and it's just called like the moon or something. Please try to find that. Please, 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 please try to find that video on my channel. You might have to hunt. It's one of, if you sort by oldest to newest, you'll find it. And it's called Understanding Your Moon. And I'm really skinny and I'm standing up in it. And I use the Scorpio moon as my example. And these are the warrior hearts and souls. And when Scorpio moon comes from that eagle place, there is nobody more loyal and more protective. These people will fall on their own sword to die for you if they love you. I mean, they love to the depths that a human can love. If you can stay in the non-jealous, and if you can stay out of the lower octaves of Scorpio moon, which closes up their heart, which shrinks their heart, which it becomes a Grinch's heart. And it's only doing that because it self-protects. But if you can get into the Leo and Gemini and keep your heart really big, open, and expressive, that's the trick to Scorpio moon. Let me see what you guys are saying. Meredith, ever since my mini Pluto reading, I was wondering what you meant by a band of angels. What does that mean? That means all these angels. So I believe in angels. I believe in guardian angels, and I believe in archangels, and you have a band of angels around you. You can't necessarily see them, but it's as if they are with you, protecting you and guiding you. I've watched myself become reborn as a Scorpio rising, coming from nothing and trying to turn myself into a reborn person due to my life. I have a Sag moon. Oh, Scorpio rising. Did you watch my Sagittarius moon video? Sag moons are not easy moons. They're fun, but there's a lot of emotions. What does chart ruler conjunct Jupiter means? Is it something to look at? Anything that Jupiter touches is going to make it bigger and more intense and stronger. And it's going to bring an abundance to it. It's going to bring massive energy. So Johnny, with your sun, it's kind of in a Siamese twin position with Jupiter. And look at, I'm celebrating you today. Versatile, confident, youthful, lively, eloquent, intellectual, cunning, and warm. And when you have Jupiter on it, what it does is it magnifies that sun's energy by 13,300. So this is what I want you to think of it. So I want you to take a piece of string and I want you to wrap it around the earth, right? I want you to wrap it around the earth 13,300 times. Then I want you to stretch it out, and that's how big your sun is, because it's attached to Jupiter. Do you guys get it? So it makes it giant. Does Johnny Depp have a Capricorn moon? I can't remember. I did do his chart. I have a whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard video on here, and my predictions were scary accurate. And it's because I used transits and progressions. I hope you guys watched it. It was really, really cool. And I also rectified Amber Heard's birth time in that video, so you can watch how I did it. It's on my. Okay, is INFP Johnny talking to me? "1977 was the year of the fire snake." Yeah, love the Scorpio videos. That's what INFP Johnny said. Yeah, and the snake, I do think, is the Scorpio. Okay, let me see. Scorpio moon can be a superpower. It's really true. It can be. You kind of have to get over your own self, though. The one thing I will tell you about Scorpio moons, if you have one, they do have a tendency a little bit to find a wound, search for a wound. They usually think one is very apparent, but sometimes this wound that they attach to was not even intended to be so, and they hold on to it too long and too hard, and they re-wound themselves. And so if they can get over the wounds that were done unto them, sometimes they're real and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they are make-believe wounds that they think happened, that didn't happen. But Scorpio really is very attached to the psychological wound and the real wound too, because Mars is the actual physical wound. So Mars is when you get cut by the knife and you're bleeding and you have to bandage yourself. And Pluto is the psychological wound that comes from the betrayal of the person slicing you with the knife. And so, yes, this wound heals on the body, but the psychological wound stays. And that's the wound that Scorpio has a very hard time getting over. And when Scorpio can forgive thy enemies, then they heal themselves, ironically. And when they are healed, they move from a snake to a scorpion, and then a scorpion to an eagle, and then they become the great healers and the great masters and the great teachers. Okay, I'm only wearing this if I have another Leo. So I hope that helps you, Johnny, feel good about your chart. Alien says, get yourself a cheeky 15-minute reading. Yes. I think Susie offers 15-minute readings. I don't, just because nobody would be satisfied with me in 15 minutes because I talk too much. I don't know how I got talkative, but I have a lot to say. So if you book a reading with me, I need time. It's even very difficult for me to do a half-hour reading, especially if I've never met you, because you guys, there's 40,000 things to look at in a chart, 40,000. So I even feel like if you want me to look at multiple people, 2 hours, spend 2 hours once a year or once every 2 years. And it's literally like more than a year's worth of therapy. I mean, it just is so insightful. Anyways, I'm really not trying to promote that. I am so busy with my readings. I believe in them and I know they work, and I've seen people literally transform in an hour or 2 hours right before my very eyes. And it's why, I could cry. It's why I love doing this work. And I'm very sincere. 7:23 p.m. This is going to be, is it Kiki 10? Or is Kiki 10 in the house? The price is right. Montreal. Who doesn't love Montreal? I lived there for a whole summer and I just fell in love with it. And I ate at Gabi's and I rode in a horse-drawn carriage and I just loved it. Let's see what you guys are saying to me. Oh, look at Whitney. Most definitely. I gave up my therapist because of all of you. Aw, she's referring to soul navigation. I love Whitney. Whitney is my friend from 3rd grade, people. Oh my God. Say hi to Whitney. We went to 3rd grade together. She lives in Colorado and I live in Seattle now, but we went to school in Arizona. Isn't that a cute story? So cute. I tell it every time I see her. Hold on. Let me see what you guys are saying. Have you discussed Jupiter or Neptune yet? No, I have. Well, Jupiter in that other person's chart, but oh, Bridget Hauser. I'm not going to read that out loud, but I'm so sorry. Theodora said, Meredith, I found you on YouTube through your Scorpio rising video. INFP Johnny says, I draw out everybody's pain and I feel it with them. Yeah, and honestly, that's how you can transform people. Oh, look at Kiki. Is Kiki in the house? Look at Melissa Jean, and thank you for being a super supporter. There's so many super supporters on here, you guys. I love you. I just have to tell you, thank you. She says, as a Scorpio moon, I resonate with your message. I've spent the last 4 years healing the wounds from the past. I've turned my pain into purpose, and I bring that healing message to others. I just got chills. Like, that's what you're supposed to do with your Scorpio moon. I'll try to go back and find it, but Whispering Game, but I don't know if I can. I don't see it. I see Taurus Moon before you, but maybe you were before Taurus Moon. I started with Taurus Moon. Oh my God. Here's Kiki. Okay, so this is gorgeous, Kiki. What jumps out? What did you want to ask me? You asked me, I have Pluto trine my moon and my sun. I would like to know what it means. It means you're very powerful. It means you can harness Pluto energy really, really easily. And it's gorgeous. So right here, 7, and this is really lovely. I will say though, you do not have a new moon, you have a dark moon. So when the moon is behind the sun, it is a balsamic moon and or a last crescent phase moon. And inside that phase, I have found, I don't know if other readers read like this, I have found that there's a little slice called the dark moon. And that's when it's just literally a couple degrees before the new moon. So this is very Pisces or Scorpio. It can take on both faces. So you have, even though you're a very probably happy person and you've got Saturn on the ascendant, there's a very serious side to you. And there's a melancholy. So you can tap into the melancholy in life. You can tap into the melancholies of life very, very, very easily. And with that, there's great poetry in that. So you have access to your Pluto in a very lovely and easy way. It doesn't have to bring you torment. It doesn't have to bring you angst in order for you to work with it. So you're a very, very powerful healer and transformer. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I would say, go watch my moon phases video and watch the second moon phases video if you haven't already, and go to the part where I start talking about the balsamic moon, because that balsamic moon part of you, because these are Siamese twins together. You can never talk about the sun without talking about the moon in your chart, because they're attached to each other. They're in trine with Pluto. So it's that part of you, that balsamic moon part of you, and especially the dark moon part of you, that is quite Plutonian. So there's something so deep. So you're supposed to live at the depths of life and use it as a vehicle for transformation for self and for others. So whispering, what's your name? Whispering, I can't scroll, it won't let me scroll up. So I don't even see your super chat. Oh, here it is. 10:15. I didn't see you there. Were you before the moon? Okay, hold on. Whisper gaming. Any insights about romance? 10:15. 10:15, 1994. You guys, don't be mad at me if I can't get to your super chat. Please don't be mad at me. I'm going to try my best. Another Leo rising. What did Kiki say? Okay, anything? Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Whispering Gaming is talking to me. He said he was up there. Any insights about romance? Well, when you have Saturn in the 7th house, oftentimes you get married a little bit later, or you like somebody who's older than you. And with Saturn retrograde there, you're looking for somebody who has a Pisces quality, but somebody who's definitely not flaky. So you're looking for Saturn qualities. You're looking for somebody who kind of has their emotional shit together, to tell you the truth, because you've got Saturn on the moon. So this is kind of a template of what you're looking for. So when I look for very serious partners, I work with progressions, and I do my predictive timing techniques with progressions. So hold on one second. If you guys want to know about your progressions, you can buy the progressed package and you get your progressed report, and it tells you where all your planets are. And it also comes with your progressed chart. And that's literally how I make my predictions. And I'm really good at it. We all are at Soul Navigation. Everybody is doing their own timing techniques, and Connie Joe is really good at doing predictions too. And so is Susie and Stacy. They're amazing. So one of the things I do is I make a progress chart, and I go here. Oh my gosh, and my thing crashed. Let's hope that it saved. Hold on. Don't you hate that? It loves to do that because it can't handle so much energy. I don't know why. It'll come back. But I take my progress chart. Let's just pray he's in here. Yes, he's here. It takes a little bit of patience. It's probably going to happen again. So I take my progress chart like this. This is your progress chart. I don't have time right now to tell you how the progress chart works and why it works and all that, but I look for 1,000 things inside your progress chart. And when I do a reading with you, if I have enough time, I always look at progressions. I can't even do a reading without progressions. And you're still pretty young. So this is, okay, so you have this, your progressed sun on your Venus, and you have your progressed sun on your Jupiter. Wow, and you have sun, Jupiter by progression. That's fantastic. And you have Venus coming up onto your North Node. So all in the 3rd house. So you're like a magnet right now. I mean, in truth, if you really put yourself out there, you have relationships galore. And how's it going to happen? Through networking. So I'm just progressing you in a year. So you are busy. You have a really busy life. You're going to meet somebody soon because this Venus is so prominent down here in your chart. And right here, so it's retrograding. So you were born, this is very interesting, you guys. Oh my gosh, I wasn't planning on doing progressions, and I don't want to get into it too much. But see all these planets that are retrograde? Well, in his progress chart, they're not going to go forward, they're going to go backwards. So I am going to predict that on September 21st, 2024, when Venus hits Mercury, exact by progression, you're going to be in a solid relationship, and you're probably going to meet that person any moment in time. And also I like that you like yourself, because you've got your moon and your moon and your sun in such a beautiful way. So what I want to tell you is all your planets have progressed to the 3rd house, and make sure that you stay active. This is going to be through networking, through meeting people, through doing lots of things, and through staying really busy. So is Whisper Gaming on here? Are you a gamer? I hope you're not just sitting at home gaming, because your chart is so magnificent. You're supposed to be busy out there in the world. Oh, Dawn Wonder's leaving. Oh my gosh, I didn't even get to say hi. Hi, Dawn. We love you. Dawn makes my absolutely gorgeous necklaces for Soul Navigation. Oh my gosh, I showed this one last time. Look at these necklaces. This is the money necklace. I just have to show this. So Whisper Gaming, I hope that helps you. Look at this. This is her money necklace. I couldn't put it on this morning because my nails don't let me put on my jewelry anymore. Look at this. It is so gorgeous. I hope you guys can see it. And then this is the blue stone. This is the miracle necklace. So Dawn makes these, and if you want them, they're in my shop. Look how gorgeous this is, this blue. But I have to have my daughter put my jewelry on me now. And this is the miracle necklace, but she also has a purple one. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And that is your guardian angel. These are aura quartz crystals, and they're her intention jewelry. This green one is for money. This is the good luck charm. And they go with everything. I absolutely love them. Anyways, that's Dawn. I just wanted to show off her beautiful work. Whisper Gaming. Yes, thanks. I am a gamer. Well, I want you to get out of your chair and go down to wherever the concert, the local concert, and please go meet people, because you're in a really busy, fabulous time for yourself right now. And you're about to step into a real relationship in 2024. You're probably going to make a solid commitment with somebody, but there's something also really serious about you. And I know it's like isn't this funny? Like, you're a gamer, I get it. So you play games for a living, yet you're intense and serious. So I want you to play for fun too, because all those planets have moved out of the second house into the third house, and now your life is about joy. So I'm sure it does bring you joy, but when you come from happiness and joy, that's when you're going to really attract that person to you. So, okay, I'm going to do Cindy Rue, but VJBC gave me a super chat and they didn't ask me a question. So I'm going to do Cindy Rue. Hold on. Whisper Gaming, you're so cute. Thank you for the second super chat. I think you gave me another one. You're very sweet. That's very, very sweet. Let me see what you guys are saying. Love you, Mare. The necklaces are gorgeous, and we send them to you with some. Oh, yes. Dawn infuses them with intention, and her packaging is gorgeous. So you can go on my shop and you can see them in a lot more detail. And I think there's like 6 different kinds. One is for health and healing. One is for good luck around money and abundance. One is a true love, for true love. That's the hot pink one. It is gorgeous. I wish I was wearing mine. I literally can't get my own jewelry on. Okay. You can. Oh my God. My Pisces ascendant makes me invisible. I don't think so. I just saw you. Cindy Rue. She is May 29th. Hold on. May 29th, 1965. At 9:32. So one of the things that I'd like to really have you guys get so you can learn in Los Gatos. Who doesn't love Los Gatos? God, do you still live there? California. It is so charming. She wants me to talk about Pluto, her Pluto. Please don't crash. Thank you. So is Cindy Rue still here? Excited is an understatement. Woohoo! And thank you for your super chats. Whisper Gaming says, hey, INFP, hey yourself, fellow Leo rising, keep on shining. I should have worn my crown for gaming, Whisper Gaming's reading, but I didn't. And I should wear it for the Sag rising too, because Sag rising is also leading with royalty, because Jupiter is its ruling planet, and that is Zeus. Love you, Meredith. How do I access the super chat? Can someone tell Dawn A how to do that? But don't send a super chat if you're going to be mad at me if I can't get to you at this point. VJBC says, please don't pass me up. I always seem to get passed up in any area of life is fine, single and thinking of moving. Well, what I want you to do, VJBC, and I'll do you next, and I won't pass you up, is I want you to give me a planet in your chart that confuses you? And I'll talk about that. Otherwise, it's too big of a question, because I want you guys to know, like when I'm looking at this chart, look at this is another Sun Jupiter person. This is crazy. Have you guys noticed on all these lives when I pull up the charts, and also in my members only videos where I do individual mini readings for people? I pick those people randomly, by the way. I literally pick you out of a hat on the members only videos when I'm doing all the readings. It is the same, it's the same planetary lineup, or like the same theme in every chart. It is really, really crazy. Okay, I'm looking at your chats and I want to read this chart. So I just love your Jupiter Pluto. I mean your Jupiter Sun, that's gorgeous. In the 6th house, though, it tells me that you work very, very hard. And it turns you into a little bit of a Virgo, but you want to know about your Pluto. And again, I have another 29-degree Taurus moon. I had one of those in the earlier chart. Did I do your chart? Oh my gosh. So Pluto conjunct Mars, conjunct Uranus. Well, you're a badass warrior. You are a total badass. I mean, Mercury is the boss of you for sure. Your mind, it just is always on. And I love how your mind is attached to your heart. So Pluto in Virgo, because it's in Virgo, I like to go see what Mercury is doing in your chart. And there it is attached to your heart. But it opposes Saturn. So Cindy Rue, you do not know how powerful you are. And I wish you did. I mean, this chart is such a badass warrior. And you probably know that you're smart. I mean, you've got to know that. Please tell me you know that you're smart. But you have the power of the mind, and your mind and your energy and your interest. You're interested in everything. Just like you're probably just doing everything. There's probably nothing you can't do. And I'm not joking. But what I want to tell you is that you are just so versatile. You can do so many things, and you are a genuine believer. So when you believe in something, putting those beliefs out there in a world in a non-judgmental way, that's Gemini, in a way that benefits other people, that serves other people, and that helps other people believe in themselves, believe in whatever your mantra is, believe in humanity, maybe. Is a very big part of your life. And I would say your Pluto needs to be activated. So what do you want to fight for? What do you want to take a stance for? What do you want to what messages do you want to put out there in the world, and then live by them and also die by them? Why do I say live and die by them? Because you've got Mars right here. So I want to know, what are you an advocate for? What belief system? What is your creed? What is your mantra? What is your motto? What statement can you say you live by? And then how do you do that? And you have a ton of passion. Most of it's like a mental passion, but there's a fire in your mind. And it's probably very hard for you to either stop thinking or stop talking or stop learning. And so, yeah, don't be doubtful on my wits. Cindy Rue says, I'm doubtful on my wits. Well, it's time to not be. You were born in 1965, so it's time to really know you can do anything. You are so smart. Now, this might be a little bit unconventional smart, like not necessarily sitting down in a classroom and learning. You might be a kinesthetic learner, because the 6th house needs its hands to learn, like massage or mechanic work or cooking, or or maybe holding the book. They have to use their hands, the 6th house. And so it might be a different kind of smarts, but it is smart nonetheless. And I just want to say that Pluto Mars, whatever it is you believe in, you will passion, with great fever and great passion, undertake it. Now, you might lose interest in things fast. And by the way, your belief system is going to change over the course of time. So what you believed in 5 years ago, you may not believe in this today. It's very changeable, because you've got so much Sag and so much Gemini in your chart, and you have Mars on your Pluto. So you're very strong. You are very strong. That Mars-Pluto, though, will be tested. It will be tested by having to deal with and manage and navigate and get over and heal great loss in life, or feeling alone, or feeling like losing. This Saturn shows me that there has been losses, and it could have been father, or it could have been somebody in your life that was very important to you that created a wound right here. There's Chiron. So healing those wounds will help you step into more acceptance of self. I hope that helped. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to do Lucas. Here he is. And what is he asking me? Hi, Lucas. Oh, this is a different Lucas. Let's see. Oh, I don't have you. I don't have you on this particular computer. Isn't that funny? December 8th. 12/8/2002. 6:25 p.m. I think I cut it off. Tom's River, New Jersey. Okay, here we go. Hi, my darling. Mars in the 5th house, Scorpio. Well, your Mars in he wants to know about his Mars in the 5th house in Scorpio, which you guys is right here. Well, first of all, it's like exalted. So it's very high functioning. Whenever you have Mars in Scorpio, you have somebody who is in a quiet way refusing to lose, or hates to lose, somebody who just in a very intense way kind of wants to be magnificent at whatever it is they do. To tell you the truth, they want to make a difference. They want to create a power, they want to have power or be powerful. And because you're Cancer rising and you have an Aquarius moon, that's not going to be what shows, but that's a driver inside of you, is to play to not lose. You're not wanting, and I think you'd be quite disappointed if you ended up just being mediocre in life. It's like, I'll just tell you like a little bit of a secret. So my husband has Mars in Scorpio, and I said, and I don't have Mars in Scorpio. And I'm not very competitive at all. And not like he is. And so I said, would you be, and so Lucas, this is like you, tell me if you agree with this. I said, would you be happy just getting up on the podium, first, second, or third place? Would you just be happy if you were just up on that podium? You know what he said to me? He said, absolutely not. And I was like, what? He said, no, I go for gold. I'm not happy with just being on the podium. And I was like, oh my God, I would be like dumbfounded if I was even on the podium. Like, I just don't want to be 4th place, because that's so painful, right? But if I was 5th or 6th, then I can deal with the loss. But if I even got to the podium, I would be like, pinch me, I can't believe this is my life. And he would be appalled with himself. So I don't know how you feel about that, Lucas, but plain cutthroat to win. Now you have Venus there, so it softens it. So this is just a private internal driver of really wanting to be great. And you guys are laughing. Good. I'm glad you guys are laughing at me. And what I like about this is there's no dispositor to it, because, well, I guess you could go over here to Pluto, which is attached to your sun, but this is your driver. So Mars is going to show you guys what you're going to be willing to die for, and this is in your house of self-expression. And so, I mean, I want you on my team. If we're going down in a back alley, I want you there for me. Because you could turn into a rabid beast, right? And I mean, honestly, you have the ability and the capacity in you to actually kill someone if they're trying to hurt you or someone you care about, or even maybe a stranger or even an animal. I mean, you've got a power in you that is very, very intense and strong. And he says, I absolutely hate it. I think he means mediocrity. I want to feel like I've achieved something great. And the cool thing is, let me just be honest, okay? And who here has Mars and Scorpio? Because I live with Mars and Scorpio on a daily basis. And I was a little afraid of it, to be honest with you. I don't like losing, which could be from the 5th house as well. Yeah, that's true. It could be from the 5th house. But let me just tell you something very serious. And am I not sharing my screen? Oh my God, I'm not even sharing my screen. Okay, here's the screen. See, he has Mars right here with Venus in the 5th house. I'm so sorry I wasn't sharing my screen with you guys, but I thought I was. But what I was gonna say is, you know, Mars in Scorpio doesn't like to lose. And I just wanna see, it's in pretty good aspect with your Chiron. I kind of like the square to Neptune, to be honest. I'm glad that Mars touches Neptune because it makes you a spiritual warrior. So you're not just about the material world. And Scorpio oftentimes is. Scorpio is oftentimes chasing gold, chasing the money. And you're going to be a much more spiritual warrior rather than just a warrior, you know, with just a weapon. Do you understand what I'm saying? But here's what I want to tell you. Here's what I want to tell you guys. Who here has Mars and Scorpio? Tell me. Just say, I do, I do, I do. Mars and Scorpio, you don't like losing. And that is because you won't. I'm telling you, you won't. Mars in Scorpio will die before they lose. Yeah, they'll die before they lose. So don't worry, you're never going to lose. But it does show me that you have a quiet competitiveness in you that's a real driver. And there's nothing to be ashamed about that. That's why you don't lose. You're going to be like a phenomenal human being. That's just so. I do. My Mars is in Aries. I do. Okay, so alien, I do. Progressed, I do. Yeah, can you feel the difference? Alien, could you feel, so your progressions are who you are today. Could you feel when Mars progressed into that other sign? Was it in Libra before, or was it in Sagittarius? Because it can retrograde and get there, or it can go direct and it can get there. And you can, in your progressions, you can usually feel, you can feel the change. Let me tell you guys something. Okay, hold on. I want to tell you guys something. So if you haven't gotten my Astro Gold package, my Astro Gold package is your progressed chart. So you can see where your planets have moved to. Now that is not transits. That is not something happening outside of you, like a transit, like the video I just did last week where the transits are crazy. That's not like the weather report. That is who and how you have evolved. And when your planets change by progression, the evolution of you has changed dramatically. And so when my moon progressed into Scorpio, which happened to be on December 19th of 2021, so just last December, I am telling you, I felt it like a ton of bricks. So it was at the 29th degree Libra, like around the first 2 weeks of December. And then on December 19th, it progressed into Scorpio. And it was just like, what the hell hit me? And it made me kind of shut my whole life down a little bit. My life was super social for the last 2.5 years. I know that sounds funny because of COVID, but it was through Zoom and all that. Anyways, it just made me go, and so I can feel the intensity of Scorpio energy. It's just like this, where when it was in Libra, it was like bing, bing, bing. It was like fireworks. So really, if you get your advanced Astro Gold package, you get a whole report on your progressed chart, which is so good and so important because that is the development of you right now. So it would talk about me as if I have a Scorpio moon, and I don't know what Scorpio moon feels like. Well, now I do. Oh my God, now I do. It's like, really? And and all the other progressed planets. And then it gives you your progressed chart. And then there's a secondary report that you get with that. And it talks about your house rulers. And that's where this channel is different, because we don't just do sun sign astrology. We look at the house rulers. And you cannot know yourself if you don't know your houses and your house rulers. And you can only know that if you have your birth time. So don't get that package if you don't know your birth time. You have to know your birth time to get that package, but it is just invaluable. That's why I put it together and why I believe in it and why I'm selling it. And by the way, I'm getting new reports. They're going to be so good. Oh my God. I'm getting about 3 new reports. I'll tell you about them later, but just in about a week or so, go check out my store, because I'm going to have a whole bunch of new options. It's exciting. I only pick the best of the best. So I'm researching the best ones out there right now. Right now, let me see. Melissa Jean, I do see it, but I still have more in front of you. I'm so sorry. You guys don't send me a super chat. You're going to be mad at me for not getting to your chart. I'm trying my best. I'm just trying my best. So this is Anna, and she's been a member for 3 months. And thank you for being a super supporter, superstar, super supporter. You guys, oh my gosh. It's so exciting. I want to know so I'm going to plan an astrology retreat for about 40-ish people, 20 to 40, something intimate and small, so I can look at your charts. Danny, I don't know if you're on here. Danny's trying to get me to pick the Yucatan Peninsula, I think, in the south of Cancun. And it's gorgeous. So I don't know if I'm going to pick there. I'm looking at different places, but if you would like to be considered to come to the retreat, you of course would have to pay to get there and all of that jazz. And it's not going to be necessarily cheap, but I'm going to try to figure out the least expensive way that I can to put it together. But if you want to be put on the list to receive information and get an invitation, of course, just send a little email to teamsoulnavigation@gmail.com, teamsoulnavigation@gmail.com, and just say, I'm interested in the retreat. And I think it's going to be really life-changing and game-changing, and we'll get to know each other. And I think it's going to be really beautiful. So start saving your money, even though I don't have the details yet. Just save a little bit of money each month so you can go in. I'm thinking early next summer or late spring, like May-ish. So, but you guys have to tell me, by sending me an email, teamsoulnavigation@gmail.com. I would go to Seattle. I want to go somewhere warm, Anna. So this is for Anna. Oh, look at you guys. I'm in Seattle. Look at all of you, Joelle and Melissa. Somewhere in the US. Well, I was also thinking of Colorado because it's center of the country. It would be nice to go to Vail, but it's so expensive. God, it is so expensive. You guys are so sweet. Laura Wu, come to Ireland. God, I would love that. I know, I have big dreams. Well, for the first one, I want to see how it goes, and then we can expand from there. But so what does Anna want to know? Oh, so Anna, what do you want to know about what do you want to know? So let me go to V, because I promised VJBC. I don't know if that's a woman or a man, VJBC. And VJBC, May 27th, 61, 905. Are you still here, VJBC? Because I promised you, Anna, I'm sorry, I promised VJBC that I would do their chart after Cindy's, and I didn't. Here it is. But I don't know what VJBC wanted to Ask me. So VJBC, if you're still here, what did VJBC want me to look at? Does anybody know? That was so many chats ago. Oh my God, somebody help me. Now they left. Oh, VJBC, I'm an INFJ, Sun in Gemini, Moon in Capricorn in the 7th, Saturn at 29 degrees. Whoa. VJBC also has a crown. I would never overlook you. That means they've been a super supporter for more than a year. And after the crown, oh, I want to know about work. I have the node in the 2nd. Okay, I can do that. There's VJBC. What's VJBC's first name? Am I allowed to know it? And you can see there's a crown. And when you see a crown on next to the person's name, it means literally they have been with me with Soul Navigation for over a year. And I want you to know how utterly grateful I am for you. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. You have no idea. And I love you. So, okay. What am I looking at? Either that Saturn or the node. The node in the 2nd and the 8th, or Saturn at 29 degrees. Well, let's say this, VJBC. I think that, well, okay, first of all, you guys, I am doing my next astrology class on the nodes, and the nodes are what really make evolutionary astrology. And I like your nodes. They're at the 1 degree. And so, you know, it's really good because they're about to change, but they haven't changed. And so you really wanted to have a Virgo Pisces nodal access. But on October 16th, I'm teaching my next class, and super supporters and members and superstar super supporters get it for less than half price. And so be a member and come take my class with me. Mark your calendar, October 16th. And I'm going to teach you all about the nodes. And the nodes are just so important. They're the portals. They're the portal to the past life and your next lifetime. They show me your karmic destiny. But, oh, your name is Jean. Okay, Jean. Thank you. I like that. Thanks, Johnny. So INFP, Johnny, I want you to come be a member. You're so cute. But I want to talk about this Saturn, because this Saturn is pretty huge in this chart. Why is it huge? Well, any planet that is over here in the 7th house is just staring down your rising sign. So imagine Saturn just like looking at you, right? And it's at its 29th degree. So it wants to change signs. But guess what it does? It doesn't change signs. Why? Because it's retrograde. So it's going to go to the 28th degree. And I don't know how far back it's going to go. But this person is born, honestly, with Saturn staring down the barrel of a gun, right? At the 29th degree, is born into a little bit of crisis and born with the Scorpio moon. So here's our theme song again, and another Gemini. I mean, what the hell? It's so funny. It's funny that it's you know, the same theme, but with that 29th degree in Saturn and Cancer rising, I just want to be honest, Jean, and a Pisces past life and a Virgo North node and a Scorpio Neptune moon, there's insecurity here that needs to be overcome. You know, there's a starting place or a beginning messaging system, like I'm not good enough, or, you know, of just this, I don't know how to say this, of this deep insecurity needs to be healed. And when I say insecurity, I mean vulnerability, really. Insecurity sounds like a negative label, but it means I'm not safe. I wasn't born into safety, or I wasn't born into security. And with that Saturn retrograde in Capricorn, that's either too heavy-handed of authority in your life, trying to boss you around, or it's absent father. So you have to grow your own self up. You'll have to tell me if this is accurate. And yeah, and it's messages of feeling like you're not worth something. Or so your North Node in the second house, and we're going to talk all about this, and you better come to my node class. And if not, you can get the link later, but is all about getting radical self-worth in this lifetime and knowing your value and knowing your importance and not letting other people boss you around. This Saturn in retrograde in Capricorn is authorities bossing you around. Alien says, be a hero, not a victim. Wake up each day and choose. Okay, Jean says, I wasn't safe. My mother had DD and could be cruel. What is DD? Had DD. I was a scapegoat. I believe that. Aw, I believe that. And, you know, when you have Moon Neptune, sometimes it can mean that your mom has a personality disorder, or sometimes it can mean the mother is sometimes delusional or has illusions. I don't know what DD is. But when somebody has Saturn at 29 degrees, this is a giant message. This is a giant, giant message. I want to get closer to you when I tell you this. This is a giant message that you will have to really mature in this lifetime. And the thing that is going to save you is wisdom. Now, what is wisdom? Wisdom is the higher octave of confidence. So you're probably going to start out in the world not safe. So then you become insecure. Insecure, not, I don't mean in a neurotic way. I mean, I am not safe in my environment. So I don't trust. I don't trust the people that are supposed to take care of me didn't, or won't, or can't, or weren't able to, or weren't around. So I'm just a little girl out here in this big, vast world trying to figure it all out. And guess what? I have to be my own parent. So I start to do that and I start to get confident. Now you have to get confidence without cynicism in order to become wise. I'll say it again. You have to grow and develop confidence, because I shouldn't say get, because it's not something you go out and get. It's something that you grow from in here by trying and doing and taking risks. There's only one way to get confident in the world. Only one way. There's only one thing you can do to build confidence. Are you ready? It's take a risk. If you don't take a risk, you'll stay insecure and vulnerable your whole life. You have to let yourself out of the closet and into the world. Monsters, Inc. That's the movie. That's the movie for confidence. So you build your confidence, and one day after you keep doing the thing that you are doing, taking risk after risk after risk after risk, you realize that you can do anything. And soon, when you're about 50 years old or a little bit older, that develops into a wisdom. And a wisdom is just a deep knowing. It's literally a deep knowing inside of you. I am confident that I can read the next chart, let's say, but I also am confident because now I know I have a wisdom to do so. I couldn't have said that at 28 years old. I wouldn't have said that. I would have said, I'll try my best, right? And Pluto kind of knocked me around a little bit. Pluto is my hardest planet in my chart for me to really grasp and understand. And that was a big risk to do that Pluto series, but I did. I dove into it. But by the time I got to Pluto in the 12th house, I was literally on that video like, dear God, I now no longer have the wisdom. I need just confidence that I have the words to speak about this esoteric thing that is so close to God that I felt undeserving to talk about it. And I did, but I had to really overcome myself. And so that's like that 29th degree Saturn. And you are a little bit older, so I want to know if you're standing in your wisdom. Aw, Jean, I just want to give you a big fat hug. You're my super supporter for a year. You're so cute. Alien, I love you. There's just one way. Choose to be the hero. Oh, degenerative disc disorder. Is that DD? Degenerative disc disorder. So does that just have you laying in bed on your back or what? Thank you. Jean said, thank you. You made me cry. Oh, you have words like no one that has touched me. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. The moon and the north node in the same sign. Well, you have to come to my node class because you guys are going to learn so much. I mean, that class is going to be deep. That means that you're supposed to do your moon as your evolutionary lesson. Okay, we are back to Anna, who has been waiting patiently. She wants to know about Jupiter and Saturn. Let's see what Jupiter and Saturn are doing. Hopefully they're together or something. Oh, okay. I need like coffee, please. Oh, there's nobody home. My teenager is in bed sleeping. My husband is playing championship tennis to win the gold. He actually is he's going to sectionals. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that's like on their way to nationals. And then he hurt his elbow. And I was like, honey, maybe you're not supposed to play, maybe you're not supposed to play for titles, like, winning the state or winning the nation. And so sectionals is like state level championship. And then nationals, of course, is the nation. And I was like, maybe that's just too rigorous and too hard. And he's like 50 something years old and he's playing on an 18+ year old team. And now his shoulder and elbow and finger, it's like all falling off. Not really, but kind of. And this was just last night. And he was like, what are you suggesting? And I said, maybe you should just, like play less competitive and just play to like have fun. And he's like, this is Mars and Scorpio. You mean rec ball? I'm supposed to just play rec ball now? I'm like, well, if you don't have an arm, if you got to play one-armed left hand, maybe just for fun, rec ball, is it that crazy? I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking out loud. And he's like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like if there's not a title in it, then it's not fun. What the hell? We have a public court right behind us. I'm like, why don't you ever go play? He's like, pickup tennis game? Just go do a pickup tennis game? What? I'm like, for fun? Oh, what a concept, Mars and Scorpio. I don't have Mars and Scorpio. I don't want that. I don't want that intensity. I bought a chart from you. Do you look at our charts? No, unfortunately I don't. And if I did do that, Kendra, I would have no life because I would be like so busy. I do look at your chart, of course, if you get a reading from me. But no, I don't look at the charts. I actually have Brittany who runs the charts for me. So you guys are going to get a chart that looks something like this, but a little bit prettier even. This is just my own chart. No, but I don't look at the charts. I'm so sorry. Tell him to play pickleball. Oh my God, MG. I love you. So he does play pickleball, but he plays a good game of rec pickleball, but I'm telling you, he's a lethal weapon. I have to tell him there are like women and children and like men in this game. There's human beings that have never played before. And he'll play pickleball like like he's a weapon. It's very dangerous playing with this man. He's crazy. He's Aquarius, Leo moon. I love him, but like if one time I played ping pong with him and he's championship, if you can have a paddle and a ball, nobody can beat him. And he's a lethal weapon. Anyways, we were in Mexico and I said, okay, I'll try to play ping pong with you. I'm not very good. And he tried really hard. And you know what happened? It was so cute. It was so cute. I beat him. It was hilarious. And I'm so bad at it because I could barely get the ball on the table, but I guess that's a strategy. And so the ball would go to the far left corner and then it would go to the top right corner and then it would go to the back right? And then the bed. So he was running all over vegetables. And then he's so good. I was just like, ding, 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 ding. And I beat him. I beat him because I was so bad. I'm embarrassing myself now, but it was really, really funny. I wish you guys were all there. Oh, okay. You guys are cute. Twily Mist, I like him. It's how I get when I first start playing any game. Scorpios are insane. I know the type. Yeah, he's so lovely. Oh, look, Warren's in the house. She woke up. It's in Thailand, and she has a unicorn. That little, you guys look at the little glyph next to Warren N. It's actually a unicorn. It's hard to tell, but that means she's been a super supporter, I think, for like more than 15 months. Isn't that sweet? Do I have a class about a kite? No, I don't talk about it specifically like that, but I do have an aspects. I talk a lot about aspects. So this is for Anna, patiently sitting there waiting. So she wanted to know about her Saturn and her Jupiter in the ninth. Well, what I would say, and your Sagittarius rising. So that Jupiter is glorious. It is gorgeous. Why? Because it is the ruler of your chart and it's in its happy own home, the ninth house. Hopefully you already know that. The ninth house is Sagittarius's house. It is Jupiter's house, and it's where Jupiter is so happy. Jupiter doesn't quite know what to do with itself when it's in Virgo, but one thing I'll tell you, and you being a Sag with it being square to Jupiter, you probably overcompensate for a lot of things. And what I mean is that Sagittarius in the 12th house is not usually a super organized person, but now you're putting Jupiter and Virgo in the ninth as your ruler to both your sun and your rising sign. Now you become quite a Virgo person. And I would say the Jupiter Mars is a really big deal in your chart, far more than the Saturn. The Saturn, I mean, yeah, we could talk about it, but this Jupiter and Jupiter Mars and even Jupiter North Node in Virgo is really massive in your chart, Anna. And so studying Jupiter and Virgo in the ninth is critical. So go watch every video of mine that you can about the ninth house and anything, even if I have a Saturn in the ninth house video, but or watch the sun in the ninth house, watch everything about the ninth house, because what I have found, and Carly Ann, who is my beautiful editor, who's like behind the scenes, who I love more than life itself, she has Jupiter in Virgo and she's a Leo. And what it does is, and this is what I think it's going to do for you, is it makes her be able to create, like, I don't even know how to say this, with such precision, with such perfection, very rarely missing anything. It makes her a little bit obsessive and compulsive about all the details. So you're both the big visionary dreamer, Neptune, Sun, Sagittarius, and then Jupiter in the ninth, but it's in Virgo. So you can see in between the blades of grass. And then you can also see the big, giant vision. And you're gorgeous that way. You are gorgeous. I wish I could meet you in real life, in real person. Next time I come to Brownsville, you can pick me up at the airport. But what I was going to say is that this is like a person who can actually work the mechanics. Jupiter, Mars, North Node, and Virgo can work the mechanics of her dream. So like, for example, you could own the family restaurant, right? And have the vision and buy the real estate and design the thing and attract the people and sell. And then you would perfect the recipes, right? And perfect the service. So it might not be exactly that, but it would be something like that. It would be being able to execute the tiny details into the dream. Okay, I'm going to move on now to Stephanie. Is Stephanie in the house? I want to see what you guys are saying. Neptune opposing the sun. It's almost like you have to figure out how to integrate Neptune, your spirituality, your faith, and the dream into your identity and not let it be something always outside of yourself that you're chasing, but integrate it into your soul. For whoever asked Neptune opposing the sun. It's like, don't allow yourself to lose faith. Is Stephanie in the house? 1993, June 27th. 2120 is the time. In Cape Town, I want to go to Cape Town. What's it like? Gosh, I want to go. I'm jealous, Stephanie. Is she here? I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze you in. I'm going to keep going. Stephanie is here. Hold on. Will the nodes class be in the store to buy tickets? Yes, it will, Teresa, super supporter. So I'm going to put the nodes class up. That's a great question. And you just have to buy a ticket to attend because it's going to be on Zoom, and I have a limited amount of people that can come into my Zoom class. But you can also buy the ticket at a discounted price. And if you don't come, it's okay. You'll still get the class. And if you buy the ticket in advance, you get it at a discount. Armando tells Taurus Moon, read the book Astrology for the Soul by Jan Spiller. That's my Bible. Armando's not wrong. He has a big heart next to his name for a reason. And you guys are so cute. I like to go back and read everything that you say because I can't always see it or say it. People are getting tired. So we've lost like 20 people, but I'm going to keep going. Okay. So this is Stephanie, and I don't know what she wanted to know. Stephanie, if you could tell me, what did you want to know about your chart? Meredith, it's Stephanie here. My question is about my career, ideal career for me. Okay. So when you're looking for an ideal career, you're going to go right up here to the 10th house because you're going to see what is your calling in life. Who were you, and the question is, who were you born to be? Because you have your North Node there as well. So I would look at the North Node, but your North Node happens to be in the same place as the 10th house. Woohoo! Lucky you. So you've got Scorpio there. So now we got to go find Pluto. Oh, Pluto's there too. So it's just a reiteration of this 10th house is very, very important to you. We need to go look at Mars as well, because that is the co-ruler of the 10th house. And there it is in perfection Virgo over here in the 7th. Am I sharing my screen? Please tell me I'm sharing. Oh my God, I'm not even sharing the screen. Holy moly, guacamole. Here we are. So she has Scorpio on her 10th house. She has, and then I like to look at the North Node to see her calling. 10th house is the legacy she needs to leave behind. You know that Mars and Pluto are the rulers of Scorpio. So here's Pluto back in the 10th, and here's Mars over here. So in some way, you're supposed to have a great influence on the world. And with the sun in the 5th house, it shows me there's something creative and very nurturing about you, and you care about humanity. So transforming the world, if you will, humanity, people. And this is doing it in an intimate way too, creating something or being in a creative process that you can kind of perfect, give to others or help other people with, that will truly transform them, and helping people transform what they believe in, including yourself, helping you transform also what you believe in. Your career is going to bring you a big transformation around what you do and don't believe in. So I think you're here to take on a cause creatively. So taking on a cause that will transform the world on an intimate level, people on an intimate level, and then in a group level. So I want to know, what do you do in Cape Town? I mean, you must do something wonderful. There is no way you have this chart and you're not doing something incredible. Born in 1983. So you must be. But getting rich is absolutely not the mission. You have Pisces in the 2nd house. And so doing something with a greatness for your fellow human And then ironically, your own self in a creative and nurturing way will bring you infinite money, infinite resources, and other people will invest in you. So I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. Okay, I'm going to do Ruby's daughter, super supporter for 2 months. Ruby's daughter, that's Michelle. I have a marketing background, but I feel I should be in something else. I would take your marketing background and I would put it into a cause that you believe in that helps other people. So what is something that you believe in that you want to change in the world? Because you are Aquarius rising, you're here to reform humanity. So let's say you believe in rescue dogs. We'll take your marketing materials and build either a company around rescuing dogs or whatever your mission is, right? Whatever like transforms and improves society in some way, shape, or form, usually in a more intimate way because you're Cancer. And then take all your marketing and your sales skills and use that as a benefit to the thing that you're actually doing. Does that make sense? So like my astrology is something like that, where I do feel like I'm helping change the world one person at a time. Well, in this case, you know, a couple hundred, but like when I can do a video, but it's work that's real intimate too. So, and then the fact that I would have a marketing sales background could just benefit that because it could help me get the word out, which I don't know why, but why is my channel not being found? I don't know. I look at other people and their channel is just found and mine is buried and I don't know why, and it bothers. I don't know where Ruby's daughter, Michelle Hardy, was born. 1/27/1965 at 12:19. I'm here, Ruby's daughter. Where were you born? I'll answer questions while she writes that. Wendy Thomason, super supporter. What about Neptune conjunct the 10th house? It means Neptune is a big part of your career. So what are Neptune jobs? Neptune jobs, there's so many, but I want you to think about, what do you dream of? You know, what are your dreams made of? Doing your dream as your career. That's one interpretation of that. The other is to become a healer in some sort. Neptune, I see Neptune also as the ability to embrace unconditional love for other people and great empathy. So those things would be a great Neptunian job. So what job requires great empathy? A nurse? I don't know. A social worker? I don't know. Maybe the person who works down the street at the salmon hatchery here where I live. Do you know where I live? This is where the salmon lay their eggs and then they go up to Alaska and then they come back and they die here. So they're both born, they're both birthed, and they're both born and cross over here, right here, just a couple blocks away from me at the salmon hatchery. It's crazy. But like, you could be the person who takes care of those. It could be anything, you know, with that Neptune. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thank you. You guys have to leave me all your info. Did I not spell that right? Is it one T? I don't see it. Do you guys see it? What the heck? Oh, there's an H. Thank you. You wrote it 3 times for me on there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, what is your question? What is Ruby daughter's question? INFP Johnny, you can also get a reading with Connie Joe. He says, I need to spend fortune on a full reading to get the full picture. It's insane. You could also just buy the starter package. If you guys don't have the starter package, just start there. It's like $49 and it gives you this natal chart, and then it gives you the report that goes with it, and it walks you through each house. It's really good. And then I would also get the unique rulers chart if you don't want to get the Astro Gold package, because that comes inside of that package. You get that chart, you get that report, but you don't have to buy a full reading. You could start with the starter package and then binge watch all my videos. Believe me, you will learn so much. And then you could get a reading with Connie Jo. She's a little bit less expensive, or Susie. And then you'll know a lot. Believe me, you'll know a lot. What's my purpose? Oh, just that small question. Okay, that's like full blown out. But so how I find your purpose is I look at the nodes. So I really recommend you come to my node class, October 16th. And I recommend you go get the book, Astrology for the Soul by Jan Spiller. And I recommend that you read all about becoming a Gemini. And you have Gemini in the first house. And so with Gemini in the first house and an Aquarian, you really are here to, and your Venus, you've got a big Venus in your chart. So you're a revolutionary. You're here to create major change and discord, to be honest with you, and a Sagittarius moon. So it's a little bit what I just said to the other person. It's kind of similar, but with that Gemini North Node, it's to become not afraid to speak up, speak your truth, live out your truth. Venus is your chart ruler in the 9th house. And so what do you believe in? And then taking that belief system and being a friggin' maverick around implementing it in a way that changes your life, truthfully. And this lifetime, it is about other people in one way, but it is about you being a change maker for other people. And so you're a disruptor, just to be honest. You kind of are a disruptor. You're not going to be just a follower, blah, blah, blah. So getting confident and the confidence and the courage to be boldly you. And it's a much bigger conversation than that, but that's a little snippet of what your life purpose is. And becoming a maverick is no small thing. Developing confidence and courage, you will do that by taking risks, and not being afraid to take a risk is really, really important. And learning to every single day take it on, like an Aries. So one thing I recommend is you go watch, in order to understand your life purpose. Of course, you've got to understand Aquarius energy, but you really need to master Gemini energy and Aries energy. And so go binge watch all my Gemini and all my Aries videos, put those two energies together. And that's how you are supposed to, that's the meaning and purpose of your life, with an Aquarian bent. So becoming sort of a force field around, becoming a confident, self-assured, badass force field around using your words to communicate change into the world, and helping the world change in a way that is long lasting and of meaning and valuable is absolutely critical. She says, that's exactly what I'm doing. I disrupt. I'm a change agent. I show others how to become authentically themselves. Fellow agent of chaos. Yes, that's fantastic. Rebecca says, super supporter, says, I'm working my way through that book. It's a very good book. It's my Bible. Cosmo Fire says, a great astrologer. People just have short attention spans. I think she's talking about, why is my channel buried? So I'd really appreciate it if you guys subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, and I'm getting there. But the reason why I have that goal is because when you have 100,000 subscribers, if I put out a video, they'll show that to more people. the algorithm will, and then real astrology can be known. She says, I come to your channel to learn. I go to others for entertainment and to see if what they do aligns with what I learn. Scorpio rising. I have North Node in Taurus in the 7th, and it's truly so hard to find peace in my life, but I'm truly excited for that day. I wonder how old you are. If you're not yet 36, it's still in your future. And I wonder if that means you have your South Node on your rising sign. And I wonder if it's in the 12th or the 1st, because think of, you guys, the South Node is like a big suction cup, and it just sucks you back into, sort of the places you have always been. And when it's on your rising sign, the South Node on your rising sign, it's very hard to, you cannot get rid of your South Node, but it is very hard to, oh gosh, like rise up and find the best side and live out of the best side of the South Node at all times. And you must, because it is the face of you. That's for Scorpio rising. I love that Ruby's daughter really resonated with my reading. I am going to purchase it now. Yes, do. And you should also get, Ruby, if you haven't. I think you probably have, because you've been a super supporter for a little while. You should definitely get the starter package or the deep dive natal report. Okay, this is for Melissa Jean. So what does it mean for career and kids? Well, can you guys all see this? No, let me share my screen. So she wants to know about kids. I'm going to go there. The career, that's like, those are giant subjects. You guys have to ask me about one planet. And you're asking me about a subject, which is huge. And so I wanted to be able to get to more people. So if you could just ask me about a planet, it's better. But this kids question is very easy for me to answer. So I'm going to do it. And that is, the 5th house is packed out. So if you want to see if you have a lot of kids, or if you're going to have a hard time having kids, or, you know, if you're supposed to have kids, or if kids are a big part of your life, look to your moon, but also look to the 5th house. And she has the Sun, Saturn, and Jupiter in her 5th house. And she also has Ceres. And I hope you guys watched Ceres. Connie Jo did an asteroids video called Ceres. She did the whole series on the asteroids, and she did Ceres, the asteroid, a whole video on that one. And that's this one. And Ceres is the Earth Mother, but it's at 29 degrees. And so you have 2 benefics and 2 malefics here. So I do see children here for you, 1981. I do see children here. Now you want to know about Pluto? What do you want to know? Oh, okay. You don't want to know about kids? She's like, oh, I have 2 kids. I don't care. I see that you have Pluto in the 6th house, and Pluto in the 5th house is not the death of children, no, but it could mean that you have a struggle with a child. It could mean that your child will transform you. And having that, if you have Pluto in the 5th, it can mean that you have a hard time with a pregnancy. It doesn't necessarily mean death. It does mean that your life as a parent will really transform you. I asked about Pluto and how it related to children and career. Okay, yeah. And when Pluto is in the 6th house, because you do have it straddling right there, when Pluto isn't, and it's good that you're looking at Pluto in the 5th and the 6th, that's really good, Melissa Jean. But with Pluto in the 6th, it brings a lot of power to your work. There's so much power, and it probably means you're a little bit of a workaholic. And look at how big your 6th house is. So being in your work is absolutely critical to you. And then Scorpio, all that Scorpio in the 6th house kind of reiterates the Pluto. And so doing your work in a way that is, I think you need to be careful not to be a workaholic and not to overvalue work. So when Pluto is in the 6th house, there's a psychological wound also a little bit around self-worth. Like, I'm only worth something to the same degree that I am good at being productive or producing. It doesn't necessarily mean cash, although it could. You have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. You probably do feel safe earning money, but Pluto in the 6th is literally the workaholic, and it's a wound around self-worth and over attaching to acts of service for other people in order to validate self. And it's simply not true. So I hope you watched my Pluto series, and I've spent a long time about Pluto in the 6th house. And so there's a psychological wound around the 6th house. I also will say that in a way, this is also about health and wellness. And so when you have Pluto there, you sometimes can have an illness that you need to overcome. I don't know if you have that. And I find that with Pluto in the 6th house, it can bring great strength through adversity, enormous strength through hardship and adversity, or really bouncing back, being able to bounce back into wellness. And you can also have transformation around healing and around your body. So like your body can go under a huge transformation. Maybe you lose a lot of weight. Maybe you look completely different. Maybe you do a gender switch. I don't know. But there is oftentimes huge transformation around your physicality. And with it in the 5th, I don't see it as literal death of a child. I just want to be very clear about that. I'm so glad you don't have an illness. Yeah. I'll also say you have a lot of other planets there that bring you a lot of strength around your health, which is good. But when Pluto is there, sometimes if you do get a cold, or you do get ill, or you do get sick, it brings a power, a ferocious power to overcome it. Because Pluto is the great transformational planet. And so I kind of like it there, as far as illness goes, because I think it gives you sort of a second chance when you do get laid up, or if you broke a bone, let's say, I think there's great regenerative healing power with Pluto in the 6th. So that's good to know just for future. But I would say try to lose the belief system that you need to be in service. You need to work for love. You need to work for, there's some over attachment to working hard. Are you a workaholic? You have Mercury as your chart ruler in the 6th house. So you have this repetitive theme and a giant 6th house. And I wanted to say thank you so much for being a super supporter and for your super chat. I just want to answer some questions. Thank you, Creating with Chrissy, for the super chat. I'll just talk to Heather Morris about Out of Bounds Mars, but I'm not going to pull up a chart. I'm just going to answer questions. If you guys just have easy questions for me, I'll just take a couple more, because we've been going for 2 hours. And Out of Bounds Mars. So I have a whole video on Out of Bounds planets. And I think that this video is for members only. I'm not sure. So go check out the members only video on my Out of Bounds planets. But I want to tell you how an Out of Bounds planet works if you've got one. So here you have the sun and you have Mars going around the sun, right? Well, Mars doesn't just go in a straight line around the sun. It goes up a little and down a little, up a little and down a little, up a little and down a little. And when it's out of bounds, it goes outside of the boundary, this boundary. I don't know what this boundary is called, but it goes like off the train track, and it goes a little wonky. And when it goes off the train track, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit out of bounds or a lot of out of bounds, and it can be north or south. It means the same thing. Because I want you to think about being in a roller coaster, being strapped in. And if you fell out of the roller coaster, like a lot, if you fell a lot out of the roller coaster or just a little bit, so if you were like shot out of it, or if you just fell out of it, it'd be the same thing, right? That's out of bounds. So it doesn't matter if it's a lot or a little, but what it means is that Mars has extra high octane fuel. It has extra passion in it. So whatever sign and house it's in, it is going to be exaggerated, and it's going to have not just regular fuel in it. It's going to have that purpose and that mission to a way higher level. So if you have an out of bounds, any planet, moon, it's going to feel extra. Mars is going to have extra drive, extra intensity, extra oomph, and it can be a little harsh. Mars is harsh, and it's here to win at all costs. And so it might need its edges softened or polished. It might take more energy to harness it and hold it in. Okay, let me just see. I'm going to answer easy questions. Okay, just give me easy ones. What does Venus in the 9th house mean? Venus in the 9th house means the 9th house is your belief system. It is your highest self. It is the house of joy. So it means, Venus, what you love is philosophy, your philosophy. You love to understand belief systems. What do you believe in? You excavate for your higher self. You love probably advancing yourself, growing yourself, educating yourself. You probably have a faith in something. And it's kind of like Venus is also, I would say, what you love. The 9th house is going to be a value system. So figuring out your value system and living by it is very, very critical to your life. You probably also have literally a love for cultures, a love for other cultures, other kinds of food, other kinds of music. You probably have a love for things outside of your own self, and you probably are a global enthusiast, a global nomad. I think of the 9th house also as like the United Nations, not necessarily the organization, but kind of like all the cultures. So you probably love learning about other people. I'm not going to be able to do any more charts because it's just too much, but I'm going to answer, Kendra, I'm going to answer your questions here. So I'm going to just answer super easy questions if you guys just want to put them here. Quick ones that I can answer. What does it mean? This is Tiffany Robinson with a crown on her head. I love you, Tiffany. I'm wearing the crown. You've been with me for a year. How's that? Neptune sits direct on someone's south node. Ooh, well, it means that whole relationship is going to be probably a little dreamy. There's going to be romance. There's going to be some sort of Cinderella romantic aspect to it. And it's also going to be massively confusing at times. So the Neptune person is probably going to feel confused by the South Node person. Like, I just can't figure you out. Like, why are you changing your mind? Why are you changing the rules? I can't see straight. So Neptune is where you really can't see clearly. And when it's on somebody else's South Node, it's very hard to define that relationship. That relationship may never be fully defined. And if it is, the definition becomes unraveled. So it doesn't stay defined. Kendra. Okay. I was just wondering, Sun and Pluto in the 4th house. I'm 34 years old. Okay. I want you to watch my whole Pluto series. I just did the whole entire Pluto series. Tell me that you saw that. And I spent a very long time, and you may even cry, on the part where Pluto in the 4th house. So did you see that? Because it is intense. And so I'm not going to do the whole entire video right here, but Pluto in the 4th house is very, very difficult. And when the sun is there, your family is extraordinarily important to you. And there's usually a psychological wound around family, roots, and heritage that you need to heal, and you must heal it because it's a psychological wound. There's family trauma there. So you probably are the person who is here to transform the family drama and become the triage unit for your family, not allowing it to trickle down to your family that you're going to create. Does that answer your question? But please promise me you will go watch the Pluto in the 4th house video. Nikki says, transit Uranus is opposite my midhaven in Scorpio. What does that mean? It probably means your world wants to change, your foundation. You probably are going to get a new home. There's probably going to be a change inside your family. And it's a change that probably needs to occur. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but you're probably going to have big decisions around, do I want to go out there in the world, or do I want to stay at home here? And since they're opposite, right, they're kind of pulling at each other. But there's going to be major shifts in your foundation, your home, your house, your lease, your mortgage, your mom, your dad, your family, your children. So, maybe your children are leaving, right? And now you have freedom. So there's a big shift and change inside, inside the family structure of your life. Nikki, is that you? Was that you? I don't know if you asked me that. Somebody asked me that. Whoever asked me that question, does that make sense? Can you talk more about the 12th house and Jupiter? Yes, the 12th house and Jupiter. Wow, that's very psychic. I love that placement, to be honest with you. It's like wherever you have Jupiter, this person asked me to talk, Scorpio rising asked me to talk about Jupiter and the 12th house. Jupiter likes being in the 12th house because Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Pisces, and Pisces is the 12th house. And that's why I want you guys to know about your rulers. So that's in the advanced Astro Gold package, or you can just buy that report, called Unique Chart Rulers. But I really want you to know about these houses and the rulers of your particular houses, because that's why if you're a 5th house Cancer sun, you have to know where your moon is, because the moon is the boss of that 5th house. So that's just an example. So Jupiter loves the 12th house. Jupiter loves it because it's the co-ruler, the ancient ruler of Pisces. And so it loves being in there. And I want you to think of that 12th house as the house of God. And then I want you to think of Jupiter as exaggerated or big or abundant. And Jupiter is your faith system, your belief system. It is your highest self. So you will find your highest self if you merge with the cosmos, with the universe, with God. If you probably have a deep understanding around the question of what is God? Who is God? Why do I exist? What is a soul? That's Jupiter in the 12th house asking all truth crusading for the biggest, most massive questions in life and taking a bite out of them and understanding them and then trying to put that into the world in a way in which others can see. And in a way that's like a healing balm to your soul. Now, answering those questions are also very painful, right? Because you realize that all you really are is a tiny speck of nothingness, dust, right? So there's an existential crisis in that placement too, but there's also such a beauty. There's such a magnificent beauty with Jupiter in the 12th house. Thank you for asking that question. Hi, Annika, I don't really do Black Moon Lilith, but Connie Jo has a whole video on that, and she's a Black Moon Lilith person. I think I have Black Moon Lilith on my moon too, and I can't relate to it like at all. So other than I can be a little bit obsessive and controlling when it comes to people that I love, but it's kind of rare. I don't do Black Moon Lilith, to be really honest with you. Anything that comes up to you about my natal placement, Jupiter, North Node, Pluto, and Nessus. I don't do Nessus in the 9th house. Well, I already did Jupiter, Sebastian. I already did Jupiter in the 9th house. So, and the North Nodes and Pluto. So you're going to have a great with Pluto, the North Node, and Jupiter in the 9th house. The 9th house is the house of belief systems. It's the house of faith. What do you believe in? And your belief systems, there's been a wound around what you believe in. What I want you to do is please, please, please go watch my video on Pluto in the 9th house. You might have to look for it in the chapters, but I did a whole video of Pluto in the 9th house. And this is about your belief system. What you believed in got shot down, and you have to rebuild it in this lifetime and not lose your optimism and your faith in your own belief system. Don't lose your faith in what you believe in, and don't let somebody talk you out of what you believe in. If you believe in, you know, the color hot pink, like I do, is the most beautiful color on the planet, and the world wants to tell you, no, it's not, you're wrong. You need to find a way to stay grounded and confident in what you believe in and publish it and put it out there. It also says you're really going to learn what you believe in by traveling to other cultures. And you're going to love my Pluto series. You got to go watch it. Venus, can you touch on Venus and Aries debilitation? Well, okay, I don't really believe in debilitations because I have some debilitations in my chart, and I'm going to tell you, they save my fucking ass. They save my ass. I'm not joking. Like, if I didn't have some of the placements that I had, I'd be very, very afraid of myself. So Venus in Aries is the passionate, ardent lover, and it's somebody who's here to build self-esteem and self-confidence and go after what it is you want in a more artful way than just a Mars in Aries, and in a way that doesn't trample other people, because Venus cares about other people too, but to develop sort of the best you that's possible. Venus is your value system, it's your resources, and when it's in Aries, it's freaking badass. It's not messing around. So the only reason why it's debilitated there is because Aries likes Mars. It likes to get shit done. So you're going to do your Venus like in Aries. You're going to go after what you want. You're not going to take no for an answer, but you need to learn how to do that artfully, like not take no for an answer in an artful way, in a masterful way, in a refined way. So refinement is really key to overcoming that placement and to knowing what you want and going after it. And I don't want to say bulldozing, but not stopping until you get the things that you really want, as long as they're not detrimental, of course, to others. But that's a very, I don't dislike that combination. I think that a Venus and Aries person can be quite refreshing because they're born to be a leader. And that's how you'll gain self-confidence. If you put yourself at the front of the line and you lead, you're not born to be a follower. Creating with Chrissy, North Node in the 12th house. Well, you're supposed to master the 12th house. So I want you to go watch my video called The Sun in the 12th House. And that is literally what you are supposed to become, the higher octave of the 12th house, which is a complete merge with unconditional love, with the cosmos, with universe, with source, with the creator, developing the deepest faith. Faith is, I believe, when I'm living in an apocalypse, I still see the dandelion. Like if you lived in the Ukraine rubble right now and you could look around and you could still have faith, that's mastering the 12th house. I don't do Lilith, Nikki, I'm so sorry. Mars conjunct the part of fortune. I would say you are a lucky duck. That's being able to activate your good luck and your blessings. Anna, so wherever your North Node lies, you're supposed to master that house. Well, in evolutionary astrology, we believe I believe that is the North Node is not who you are, but who you are trying to become and who you will be in your next lifetime. So it is the lessons, it is the evolutionary lessons that your soul signed up to learn in this lifetime. So not losing your sun sign, but also becoming your North Node. And it's very hard to do. And most people can't do it until they're about 36 years old. So the short answer to that is yes. Doretha, North Node in Pisces. Yeah, that's not an easy thing because your South Node is in Virgo. So you need to leave the mechanics and the worry and the anxiety and the uptightness and the I need to serve and I need to, slave myself away, if you will, and do duties and tasks constantly, chronically, all the time, and slow down and merge with God and do Pisces. So if you guys have, this is what I want you to do, wherever your North Node is, I want you to go watch my everything, whatever your North Node is. So in this case, everything Pisces, watch that video, only listen to the good things I say in it. Don't listen to the bad things like, oh, you could self-sabotage. No, because you're only going to do the high side of the North Node. So go watch my videos or even my whole entire playlist on your North Node sign. And that's who you're supposed to become. And that's what the meaning of your life is, truthfully. Moon and North Node in Sag. Whoa, Cassie, I don't understand. Natal moon along with North Node in Sag. Okay, so I can do both of those. So when your North Node and the moon are conjunct, you're supposed to do your heart as your highest self. So it's almost like spirit or source or you chose a chart that is very beneficial and helpful to doing your North Node. It'll probably be very easy for you because all you have to do is come from your moon sign and then you're doing your North Node. I didn't get lucky with that. My North Node has nothing, nada, zilch, zero, nothing attached to it, nothing. So it's just out there wandering and I have to figure out how to do it. And I have no support for my North Node at all. It was totally foreign to me. So all you have to do is do your heart. When you have Mars on your South Node and it's in the third house of siblings, that's fighting with siblings. So you've had an ongoing struggle or problem with your sibling fighting, or there's contention, or there's division, or there's jealousy, or there's whatever, there's challenges, there's difficulty when you have the South Node in the third house with Mars on it. And you definitely probably don't want to marry somebody who's going to put their sun sign or their moon sign right on that South Node, Cassie. Well, Tori, and thank you for being a super supporter. Mars and Gemini in the 12th. It's pretty easy. That's a spiritual warrior. That's a warrior of God. That's like a guardian angel, an activated guardian angel placement. And you're supposed to communicate your spiritual findings. You're supposed to communicate unconditional love. You're supposed to learn about the meaning of life as far as the cosmos, all the cosmos. That's the house of mysteries too. And that's very psychic. So maybe using a divination tool would be a way to activate your spiritual warriorness. How are you being, I guess, a savior, an angelic savior to self and to others? That's Mars in Gemini in the 12th house. Scorpio, Venus in the 11th, Pica, and welcome, super supporter. Scorpio and Venus in the 11th house. Scorpio and Venus loves very deeply, and there's a vulnerability in it, but you put it in the 11th house and it can detach from the very thing it wants. It can even self-sabotage a little bit because the 11th house can be cool and aloof. So I have a feeling that you might not express your love to the degree that you feel it. I also feel like you could be a true champion for loving other people, not necessarily sexually, but in a way that is very friendly to people, that makes people feel seen, that makes people want to transform. Scorpio and Venus in the 11th house, not that you're doing this, like, don't take me literally, I'm speaking very metaphorically. Could be somebody who, I don't know, is a sponsor at AA and helps other people find their self-worth, helps other people be seen, helps other people through their trauma, their tragedy, their problems, helps people be seen, if you will, in a intense and important way, where you're not having a sexual relationship with all those people, but you are giving yourself to them. Do you know what I mean? Does that help? Do you like that, Heike? Let me just see. I have a 12th house Mars as well with Saturn and Jupiter. It just, with Jupiter there, it's very, very psychic carbon start. And you probably want to get disciplined around using your intuition. That's a lot of 12th house energy. You need to really study the 12th house and Pisces. So go watch my Pisces playlist and the sun in the 12th house video that I have. There's so many questions. Hold on. Varsha Rajan, thank you for being a super supporter. Mercury and Gemini in the 4th house at 1 degree. Hold on. So I think I have a whole video series on Mercury, and I think I have Mercury, excuse me, in the 4th house. I'm out of coffee. Coffee, please. There's nobody home. My teenager's sleeping. My husband's still playing tennis. But to make a very long story short, Mercury in the 4th house at 1 degrees means you're very, very psychic. And you also have a deep connection to your family. And your mom might be extraordinarily intuitive or very important to you, trying to create intimacy, like intimate relationship with somebody in your family. Like there's deep communication, deep sharing. And I mean, it depends what else Mercury's doing, but that's the intuitive placement. The 4th house is very psychic. And when you have Cancer there and Mercury there, you have a psychic portal. Vesta in Leo in the 5th, a couple things come to mind, and that is that your home is very important to you. Your home is going to be a sanctuary and very warm, and your home is going to be kind of your everything. It's going to be where you grow yourself, where you nurture yourself. But I want to say that it's going to be massively creative. This is where you're going to create. That's Vesta in the 5th. But Connie Jo has a whole entire video on Vesta, and I think she goes through the houses too. So she'll go into more detail on that video. Kendra says, I have a hard time understanding Jupiter. Think about Jupiter as Tony Robbins. That's what Jupiter is. Jupiter is the inspiration in you. It is what you believe in. It's what makes you put your 2 feet on the floor and stand up in the morning because you believe in something. It's when you see, it's like when Michael Phelps, the world's most decorated Olympian medalist, I think, or at least in swimming, he wore his headphones and all he did was repeat in his mind, seeing himself win the gold. Repeat, repeat, repeat. He saw himself in his highest form and he made it happen. That's Jupiter. Jupiter is a deep faith in yourself, in life, in the world. It is the religion in which you live by, whether that's spiritual, whether that's, Buddha's teaching, Christ's teaching, Muhammad, Allah, or your own. And it is your higher self. It's your higher education. It's your higher mind. It's your philosophy. It's where Indiana Jones meets the Dalai Lama. Yeah, I'm being a mom to a teenager. It's not easy. Kendra, does that make sense? Laura Wu, I have Mercury in Aquarius in the 4th, trine Libra ascendant. So when your Mercury works well with your ascendant, it means you can present in a way, I can communicate and present in a way that is fairly easy for me. And with Mercury in the 4th house, you have deep, deep intuition. Hi, I just woke up and I love your channel, Shenanigans. Thank you. Be a subscriber. I'm trying to get to 100,000 people so more people can find my astrology, which is a little deeper and a little bit, it just, don't you guys think it just takes you into the layers? Okay, I want to ask you guys, like, did you realize how many layers there were to astrology before you got to my channel? Maybe many of you did. But did you realize all of the layers, like the dispositors and the rulers and the houses? And I want to be able to break it down so you can understand it more and more. Are you guys? I'm just reading your other comments. Hold on. We're going to do a Chiron video on Tuesday, so come back to the channel. And it's already set as a live, so you can go put a notification on it if you guys want to learn more about Chiron. What about Pluto conjunct Jupiter in the 2nd house when Pluto is your chart ruler? That's a money magnet. That's just like, you know, Bill Gates has a Pluto Jupiter. I think Bezos does. And I think, who's the guy that I love? He's English, Richard Branson. Hold on, I'm reading your. Doritha, Aries rising conjunct Chiron and Saturn. So when you have Chiron and Saturn, you have big lessons around healing your wounds. And you should watch my Aries rising video. That was a very hard video to do because when you're born in Aries, you're born kind of pissed off for a reason. Like you're born with a little bit of hurt and disappointment and anger. Why? Because Mars is your ruling planet. And so when I say you're born pissed off, there's something about your life that is agitating right when you're born as an Aries rising. And it's like, whoa, this is uncomfortable. This is like really uncomfortable. And you're here to figure all that out. And with Saturn on your rising sign, that is your karmic lesson. So you probably were not born with a silver spoon in your hand and all the creature comforts. And if you were born that way as an Aries rising, well, there's something underneath that that's going to royally piss you off. Like maybe you're owned by that money. You know what I mean? So it might look all beautiful and gorgeous, but then underneath the surface, you'll come to learn that something's a little off because you're here to figure out challenges in life. So T-squares are a planet that has planets on either side that they're in square of. I have a T-square too. And a T-square is what activates you in a way that is very strong and very powerful and maybe too strong and maybe too powerful at times, depending on the planets. It can start with, especially because you got Saturn there, this is for Jay, you can feel defeated for maybe the first half of your life, to dig yourself up and out, to be an underdog and then a champion. So it's kind of like Bad News Bears, right? Where the underdog wins. That's kind of a T-square aspect. Uranus, Libra in the 6th, that's unconventional relationships. So Uranus is where you might even teach, or you might have, hi Janae, I love you. You might have unique relationships, unique business partners, there's going to be a uniqueness and inside relationships, and relationships are going to be changeable, unconventional, of the higher mind. And there's going to probably be radical breakthroughs in your life through other people. Pluto conjunct the sun in the 8th house. Tanya, that's tough. That's a very powerful person. That's deeply psychic, somebody who loves the mysteries of life. There's lots of secrets that come with that placement. So I'm sure you have a lot of secrets, secret pain, private tortures. That's a very private person. That's somebody who wants to know the truth, get the truth, have the truth at all costs. That's the great detective. That's somebody who maybe has had numerous lifetimes in this lifetime, like a cat with 9 lives. Like, wow, how did I live through that? So go watch my Pluto in the 9th house video. Is that 9th house or 8th house? I think 8th house, Pluto in the 8th house video. That's a very deep placement. And you probably are good at the gory stuff in life, I would imagine. Okay, Virgo rising, I want you to go back to the very first part of this video. Just rewind it as soon as I hang up, which is going to be in a minute. And I want you to watch where I did Morgan Ray's reading, and I showed her, and I teach you how to use the progressed chart to figure out love timing, when you're going to have love come into your life. And you guys, if you don't have your progressed chart, I really recommend you get it. And I recommend you get your progressed report. So you could get the progressed package. And in that progressed package, it shows you where your progressed planets are, which will help you so much. So that's how I do a lot of my predictive timing techniques, is by using the progressed chart. And I think, do my super supporters know, don't I have a video on the progressed planets and the progressed chart? Oh, that's an interesting question. Twilly missed. You should become a super supporter. You're so smart. I think personally, at some point, you can jailbreak your factory settings. That's why there is a lower and higher aspect out of which to embody your chart. Am I wrong? Anyone want to comment? That's very interesting, jailbreaking. I think it's more like evolving. And I think there's a higher octave and a lower octave. And when we're insecure and vulnerable and unsure and not confident, and we don't come from that space of love, loving myself, loving you, then we resonate in the lower octave of our chart. And even wise people can resonate at the lower level when it's triggered. But we can also evolve and grow. And that's part of the progress chart. And that's part of what transits help us do. They help us find our higher octave. But I don't think you can just jailbreak and skip steps. I think you evolve over time. And then as you evolve over time, you're less likely to really manifest what you want and what you desire when you come from lower self. So you stop doing it. You stop hurting other people. You stop being a jealous freakazoid. You stop being, a psycho. You stop being these lower octave things because they don't get you the life you want. And you start embracing your higher octave. Karen, Meredith, how do you dissolve karma? You mean negative karma? how do you dissolve negative karma? You start doing things to collect positive karma in your life. So dissolving karma, I believe, comes from two ways. And okay, I have this video that I did in 2017, and it is called something like What is Enlightenment? Part 1 and Part 2. It's really old. I'm super skinny in that video. I want you to go watch that video, because I think dissolving karma is the process of enlightenment. And there's a few things I would change in that video. For example, I think I mentioned examples of people who are enlightened, and I said Martin Luther King, and I said Nelson Mandela, and I think I would disagree with my younger self in saying that. But other than that, that video is really good. And so dissolving karma comes from, are you ready for this? The ability to truly forgive. And I don't mean kind of forgive, like, yeah, I forgive, but I never forget. No, that's not forgiveness. But to truly forgive and to stand in the compassion and empathy for the other person. And when you can do that, you can dissolve negative karma. Now, sometimes I committed a crime. I tell this in one of my members only videos. I committed a crime in my life when I was 10 years old. I killed a small animal, and it was because I was playing with it too hard, and I killed it. It was a little gerbil. And I mean, I hated myself for probably 35, 40 years over this animal. Like I actually accidentally killed it. And I killed it out of loving it. Oh, I'm not joking. I mean, awful. And I just secretly hated myself forever until I could forgive myself. And you can see I still have those feelings when I think about it. I don't think of that story very often, but when I think of my negative karma, I go right there. And I had to forgive myself. So I had to like take the younger child of myself and put my younger self and then stand in those shoes of myself. And did I mean to inflict harm? Why did I inflict harm? And I have to forgive that piece of me in order to dissolve the negative karma from that crime. So forgiveness is how you dissolve karma. And then, for that example, never killing anything again, which is funny because then I became a Buddhist in my treatment of animals, and I don't kill anything. I capture it and put it outside. I mean, I will kill a gnat, a mosquito, and a fly. That's it. And letting go of attachment. I think that's part of the forgiveness, the attachment to the grudge, the attachment to the wound, right? Forgiveness is the surrender and the release. But will you guys go watch that old video of mine called Enlightenment Part 1 and Part 2 and put a comment on it? I want to know what you think about it. I put a lot of time into that video. I'm just a little bit younger. Might even be 2014. If you go on my channel and you sort the videos oldest to newest, it'll pop up. Somebody asked something really good. What are the best charts to purchase? Do you mean from my shop? Well, I definitely think if you guys don't have your gorgeous natal chart, oh my God, you need to get a gorgeous natal chart. I'll show you why. Now, if you are a member, you get this for free. So here's Melissa Jeans. And the gorgeous natal chart that we sell in the store looks like this. It looks more like this. So it's really, really beautiful. And it's just easy to read. So I have every single thing in here. I have all of the asteroids. I have your parallels here. and your contraparallels. And I have a members only video on what are parallels and contraparallels and why is this important? And this little box is so important. You need to know your parallels and your contraparallels. I have your nearest lunations. Now, nearest lunations is really, really important because listen to this. If you were born around an eclipse, that eclipse affects you. So if you were in the womb during an eclipse, that eclipse created the energy around the world in which you were born into. Let me prove it to you. So in December of 2019, we had the South Node, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn all conjunct, right? And then in December, we had it also with the sun and the moon. And guess what happened? Coronavirus. So if you're in the womb in December 2019, and then you're born in February, and the first case of coronavirus came out right here in Kirkland, Washington, just up the road and down the street from me in February, but it was already in Wuhan. So that eclipse in December ushered in all this chaotic energy that babies who were born 9 months after, a year after, still felt. So the eclipses and the nearest lunations are so important to study and to understand. So this person, Melissa Jean, if you're still here, lucky you, there was a full moon lunar eclipse on, let's see, you were born on September 30th. Well, oh my gosh. So let's just say this, 2 days before you were born, there was a new moon eclipse 2 days before you were born. So I would run a chart for 9/28/1981 at 7 minutes after midnight, and I would go look at that chart, and you were born into that energy. So studying the eclipses right before you were born and after you were born are so important to know because they will shape the world in which you are entering into. And as a little baby, you can't take care of yourself. So somebody else is taking care of you in that thunderstorm. In the example I gave in that coronavirus thunderstorm. The other thing that I love is I teach you how to read your aspects, and I give you your aspect grid. So you get to see the sun is trine the ascendant. If you don't know what this little thing is right here, you can come down here and see it's a trine, and that means it's 120 degrees away from the other planet that it's trining. In this case, it's the ascendant, and it has a 5-degree orb. And then here are the elements, which you have to know, and the modalities, which I want you to memorize. And here are all the glyphs for the signs. Tell me that you guys know all the glyphs to the signs. And then if you can't read this circle yet, you can start right here. Sun in Libra in the 5th house, moon in Scorpio in the 6th, and you can start reading through the keys. And then I do, this is the true moon, but I actually do the mean node. So I need to change that. So I do the mean node, not the true node. If you guys want to know, I don't do the true nodes. I do the mean nodes. And then I like having this too. So you can see how many planets you have in the elements and modalities, the asteroids, and then the ascendant. And you can add this up and you can figure out what your chart ruler is. So my charts are so wonderful. You've got to at least start with this. And if you're a member, you get that for free. But the other thing, I'll just show you how to do this really quickly is, hold on 1 second. I'm going to show you how to find stuff. Hold on. If you guys really, really want to learn astrology, come take my classes. And I'm doing my class on October 16th. So mark your calendar. I'll put it up there. But this is what I wanted to show you. You just click on my website. You click on shop. Somebody asked me for the best charts. This is where you would get class tickets. And you go astrology charts and reports. So this natal chart is really good. Your composite chart is your chart with your partner's chart. And the two of you create your own relationship chart, which is your natal chart. So studying your relationship's natal chart is your composite chart. But you should know your partner's birth time and yours. And then the starter package is your natal chart and your deep dive natal report together. And this advanced Astro Gold package I love because you get your progressions report, where your progressed planets are right now and your progressed chart. And then you get your chart rulers by house. So when people say, oh, my house is empty, I'm like, oh my God, your house is not empty. Nothing's empty. Then if you really, really want to learn, click on Learn Astrology and take this class. It's only $20 and you get to keep it for life. But I give you 10 ways, advanced ways on how to read your natal chart. It's your astrological 10-layer cake. And then if you want to understand your chart with your partner's chart, oh my God, this class is so good. The soulmate class, it is amazing. I cried in this class because I took 2 people who are famous soulmates who never got married. And I show you their karma. I show you their whole entire purpose for getting together and where they started. And then when one of them died, I show you his death chart with her chart and what it means and why he was there. And it got me by the jugular. I could barely speak in some of this class. This is just so powerful. So I give you 10 tips on how to read your chart with your partner's chart. Now you can do this with a non-sexual partner too. You could do this soulmate class with your daughter, with your son, with your mother, with your sister, with your favorite person. It doesn't have to be sexual, but I did want to share this with you. So if you're interested in learning astrology, that's what I would do. I'd buy a starter package or become a member. And then you just get the deep dive natal report. And then you get all my behind the scenes videos and you get to just learn voraciously. And if you're a superstar, super supporter, I will read your chart. I'll do a mini reading in the members only videos. Then I would get the advanced Astro Gold package. And then I would take those 2 classes. You get to keep them for life. What are you asking? I'm doing easy questions, April. I'm doing really easy questions. Annika, sometimes they're a little bit different because we have 4 different computers and we have 4 different designs of the natal charts. But I'm sure if you want to send me your chart, I can see if there's something missing from it and put it on. So the meaning of Neptune conjunct Chiron opposite the MC. Well, PN, what is the meaning of Neptune conjunct Chiron opposite the MC? Is it in your 4th house or 3rd house? Because that's kind of where you have a little bit of confusion and a wound. And if it's in the 3rd house, it's very psychic. And if it's in the 4th house, it's psychic too. So there's a psychic ability if it's in the 3rd or the 4th, but this is where you carry your wound. So is your wound in your 4th house of family, or is your wound in learning and in education, in siblings and in communication? That's what that means. What did Heather Morris say? I love it. And the videos. The vertex is your fate line. It's your destiny line. So if somebody sits on your vertex, it's usually a soulmate. Neptune 4th house is a psychic connection. It also means there is an idealization to family, or something is not quite the way it seems with your family. And Chiron in the 3rd is a wound around learning and communicating and using your voice. What does it mean when your moon and sun are squared? Okay, so Avis, you've got to go watch my moon series, and I do a moon aspects, and I talk about the sun in square aspect to the moon, and that's a pretty serious thing. Your heart and your soul are a little bit in conflict with each other, and there's a tension there. Now, great things come out of tension, right? You can't make a diamond without tension. You can't get up and water ski without tension on the rope. So you need tension, but managing that tension and navigating that tension will become a great theme in your life. It also tells me that maybe your mom and dad either are divorced or did not get along, or you're on a second mother or a second father, or there's some sort of separation between mother and father. But please go watch that video, because I pour my heart and soul into that moon series, and I talk about that aspect in great detail. Oh, this is a great question. Oh, she speaks. Dear Meredith, I was born in Poland. I love Poland. Oh my gosh. That is my very favorite Eastern European country. And I came to the UK when I was 22 and I'm now 38. Does changing the country change the placement of my planets? Please. Yes, that's called a relocation chart. And if you guys ever want to do a relocation chart, you can just order a natal chart. And what we'll do is we'll make you a chart relocating the city. So let me just give you an example. So I was born in Columbus, Ohio. And so that's my natal chart, right? But then I relocate it to Seattle, Washington, and all of a sudden, my whole chart shifts and alters, and it puts Venus in just this gorgeous placement. And so that means probably I'm going to love Venus, Seattle, more so than Ohio, which I do. I love Seattle. So I think it is important to relocate your chart and see the shifts. Does palmistry and numerology also work? Yes. If you want a great numerology report, I'll just show you right here. Let me just see. Okay, go here. This is what I want you to do. Stacy has the best numerology report. It's great. And palmistry is fantastic. Jim, the Divine Hand on Instagram, is my friend. Get a palmistry reading from him. The Divine Hand. His name is Jim Baker. Tell him Meredith sent you. Here's Stacy. So book a reading with Stacy. Just watch this for the numerology report. And go down here. And she has numerology analysis report right here. Buy this report. This report is so good. She gave it to me as a gift, and I was like, holy moly guacamole. She's a brilliant reader too. She has lots of choices, and she's affordable. Look how affordable she is. So you could get on Stacy's website and get a reading. She does healing sessions. She's absolutely brilliant. Or you could just get that numerology report if you really wanted that. Do you think Mercury conjunct rising in Scorpio is still good? Is still good? Wait. Oh my God, Meredith, I took a short break and you're still here. I know I have to go. I'm dying. I have to go eat something. Do you think Mercury conjunct rising in Scorpio is still good in communication? I think it's phenomenal. And I think the fact, okay, if you're a Scorpio rising, I cannot think of a better planet than Mercury, even better than the sun, because Scorpio is the sign of the mute. And Scorpio does not like verbal communication. They like communication through energy and through, how do I say it? Almost like telepathy. They like a vibe. They don't want to sit down and hear you rah, 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 rah. Ugh, it's so boring. They do not do small talk. So when you put Mercury on the ascendant in Scorpio, it actually forces Scorpio to talk, to communicate, and to talk meaningfully. And so I think if you're a Scorpio rising and you've got Mercury there, I think that is hands down the best planet you could have there. Do you like it? Do you like it there? I'm hungry, false soul. You guys, please consider being a member and join the channel and come with us, and let me know if you're interested in my retreat, maybe in May. I don't know where it's going to be. If you are, just write to teamsoulnavigation@gmail.com, and you can support the channel just by being here, by liking and by subscribing. That's free for you. I'm trying to get 100,000 subscribers. So my videos and truthful, deep, real, authentic, genuine, astrology gets out there to more people. I just see so many things out there and I'm like, oh, ay. And then I feel like I want to undo those things a little bit on this channel. And so I hope you get a lot out of this. I love doing this. I love my members so much. The community that we've built is so gorgeous. I'll be doing another members only video. Oh, by the way, members, did you guys see, before I go, just tell me, did you see my last members only video? I gave you the tips and the tricks and the techniques to figure out somebody's rising sign and figure out what house their sun sign is in over drinks and dinner. Did you get it? And was it helpful? Like you can figure out in your head what house somebody's sun sign is in over drinks, over martinis. That was my last members only video. And I love giving you my secrets. I love it. I don't want all this to like die inside of me, and I'm getting old and I want to share it with you. So tell me if you guys saw it. Did you see it? You can. Thank you for not being mad at me. I have a Libra moon and I don't like contention. And I get like an ulcer when people start yelling at me because I took their money and didn't do a reading. And I don't want you guys to ever feel that way. Oh, Annika, it's 2 hours off in Sweden. I was wondering, I think it is kind of a North American thing. And I did say that in the video. So you're going to have to use the phone and just do you when it's sunset, but it still works. It still works. You just got to put Sweden in the phone, right? Anna's so damn cute. I'm in love with Anna. Yes, she said, I did try your tips and techniques trick, and I did it for Elvis after watching the movie. It was so damn good. Oh my gosh, Twiley Mist, I love you. You just became a superstar, super supporter. I wanted you to join. You're so damn smart. You really understand astrology. You ask deep questions. Who are you? I can't wait to do your chart. Okay, so when you sign up, you guys, or when you buy a chart, I only have one person working the store and I like to give her weekends off. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get your stuff. So you have to email us, teamsoulnavigation@gmail.com. And when you email your stuff, sometimes it takes 3 days to process. And Michelle is here. Look at you, gorgeous girl. Michelle. Is it Michelle? Michelle. Welcome. I'm so excited. Okay, you guys. And now, but immediately, you don't have to wait for this part. You guys get access to my members only videos. So go look for on my Soul Navigation channel, just look for members only video or members only playlist, and it should pop up. And go binge watch. Oh my God, there's so much. But I hope you have your chart. I like my gorgeous natal charts because the cusps are, I've done one from Astro Dienst. I've got free ones and I've been doing astrology for 23 years and I literally can't read them. I'm like, where the hell is the cusp? Where's the line? Where's my Mercury? Is it in the third or the fourth? I can't read them. The lines are not easy to see. So that's why I designed my own charts. It's Michelle, the T is silent. Okay, yippee. Oh, I love it. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go before my ratings tank because people are leaving. I know, YouTube's mean to you. If you don't sustain your viewers, they're like, this video sucks. Welcome. Anna says, welcome new super supporters. You're gonna love this community. I know, Anna is she's my alter ego. Next lifetime, I'm going to be her. Okay, you guys, I just love you. Thank you for being here. And I really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the channel, buying the reports, learning astrology. And I will see you next Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Tuesday, we're doing Chiron. And Friday, we're doing live tarot. And then Sunday, I think I'm doing a